Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. Sign up for a 1-week free trial, no credit card required, for access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts.
Hey guys, it's James with the Chart Guys. It's Monday, July 10th. Going to do my nightly video on gold. What I'm looking at right now is the US dollar Japanese yen chart on the weekly. And the reason why I'm doing that is because we've been setting lower highs on the Japanese yen. So we've had this high here at 118.66, then we set a lower high here at 115.50, and then another lower high here at 114.36. So if we break that trend, that's going to be bad news for gold, as it trades pretty much very opposite and inverse to the US dollar Japanese yen. So be careful on a break of 114.36. The current high we've gotten to is 114.29, so we're getting there. We have a bullish MACD on the weekly occurring right now. The daily does need to consolidate a bit. The RSI is a bit overbought. It could still continue to go up. As you can see here, that it went up a lot higher on the RSI here. So something to watch for is that break. Again, it's reflected on the daily as well. You can see that these lower highs have been forming on these bounces since the top here, and clearly needs to break the high of 114.36 as I mentioned. On this pullback here, we did form a higher low from this low, so potential for a bull break on the US dollar Japanese yen chart, which would be bad news for gold. And gold really already for me has broken bearish by changing the trend on the weekly. So if you look at gold weekly, here's swim. If you look at gold weekly, you can see that from the bounce low here, we formed higher highs, smudged by a smudge here. That's pretty close to a double top. And higher lows, but by breaking below this recent low here of 214.30, that is a bear break of this trend. The weekly here, we do have a bear MACD happening here. Last time we got a bear MACD, had a lot of downside. Once we got it, it happened. We ranged for a while, then had this big dump. So it'd be interesting here to see what happens. I am looking at the silver chart too as well, and what I'm seeing on the silver chart on the daily is it is oversold on the RSI. It does tend to bounce in this area. So you can see historically, last few times it's been this oversold. Kind of broke a little bit there. We've had a little bit of a bounce. There could be a little bit of bounce playing out here first before US dollar Japanese yen does break bull if that happens. And also with the US dollar Japanese yen daily chart, you can see the RSI is getting a little bit, as I mentioned, a little bit overbought. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking for a break here of the high here of 114.36 to set a higher high on the daily and the weekly charts. And gold's already broken bearish for me. As far as the senior miners go, I'm gonna remove all these trend lines. Senior miners go, again, the daily, we've yet to set a higher high, lower high, continues another bounce here, lower high, continues to set lower lows. We have this low here, set another lower low. So if this trend continues, we're looking for a break here of the low of 20.89, and we currently have a low here of 20.99. So a little bit of a double bottom here by a penny. We'll see what happens there, but again, on any bounce, I'm not looking for a big bounce here with the US dollar Japanese yen chart the way it's set up for gold on these miners. Junior miners already breaking that uptrend line by breaking it some days ago through this drawing. And the weeklies, I believe there were inside candles. So last week we did have a bear break. We finished with a bear break of the inside candle. It was on a gap down. So the bounce is happening because of the overall sold RSI probably on the shorter term time frames. And that is exactly what's happening here. On the hourly oversold, just getting an oversold RSI bounce. And I wouldn't trust these bounces until at least, personally for me, go to the daily here. At least for me, until we set a higher high, and that's the recent high here is 34 34.21 that we'd have to break for me to look differently on the trend. And if you look at the JNUG chart, you can clearly see the week. Let me look at the weekly here. Show you the weekly. You can clearly see on the weeklies here that on these pullbacks, it's just been consolidation sideways, dump, consolidation, cool off, dump, consolidation, dump. We did have that bounce, but again, we're in that pattern again. Dump, consolidation, dump, consolidation, and dumping again and breaking that trend line. So could see a little bit consolidation, but it's definitely looking weak longer term here. So JDST, the reason I didn't enter on Friday was that overbought RSI on the hourly 4 hour. It was just too extremely overbought for me. And you can clearly see now that the RSI has cooled down. We'll see what happens. Looking for a JDST entry. Again, watching that Japanese yen, US dollar Japanese yen for a higher high on that weekly chart. So have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow.